What's up, fight fans? Welcome to my channel. This is Johnny, and in today's video we're going to be going over a look at the statistics that nobody talks about when mentioning this weekend's vacant IBF heavyweight world title fight in the UK at the O2 in London between Moses Itauma and Filip Hrgovic. Guys, before I continue, I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you to everybody who's been with me since day one. If you haven't already, could you please remember to hit subscribe? Could you also like this video? And down in the comments section below is a link pinned for you to become the newest JSB VIP Insider. We run a professional betting community. It's a link to join our Discord. You can either join here on YouTube or on Patreon. It's a couple bucks a month. You get all my picks, all my tips, all my parlays, but more importantly, you become part of our betting academy. It's not just boxing, it's MMA, hockey, golf, American football, NRL for you Aussies, AFL, horse racing. You get the point. All professional pro sports. Click that link pinned in the comments section to find out more. We have been working, guys. Film study, live streaming, breaking all these fights down for you guys and for our community. JSB Insiders, I say this week in and week out. Best community in the world, hands down. Boxing, the best sport in the world. And in today's video, it takes us to the UK. If you haven't watched the channel yet this week and didn't see my breakdown of the Corey Marksman fight or tonight's interesting fight here in Australia between Nikita Tszyu and Ben Monty, do that directly after this. But in this video, we're going to break down a historical opportunity for both men at heavyweight in the UK. Frank Sanchez did what they call it stepping aside. He swerved away. He vacated the IBF title to fight the winner of this, and this is why the belt is now vacant. Moses Itauma, at 21 years old, has an opportunity to put his name not only in the modern era of the best heavyweights, but also, other than Mike Tyson, who became the youngest heavyweight champ before his 21st birthday, Itauma's not 22 yet, so at 21 years old, he'd be putting himself right up there at the top of the mountain as the youngest man to ever do it at heavyweight. Filip Hrgovic, at the other hand, the 34-year-old Croatian heavyweight, storied amateur bronze medal Olympian, is trying and vying to become the first ever Croatian heavyweight world champion. This fight has all the makings for an absolute slugfest. So in this video, what I'm going to do is break down both fighters' careers. I'm going to talk a little bit about how they go about their business. And like always, stay tuned to the end of the video. This is why you're watching, right? You want to see who I'm taking. I'm not only going to give you my prediction analysis, you're going to see my bet, but more importantly, you're going to see my favorite prop bet of the week. So stay tuned to the end of the video. Filip Hrgovic is a seasoned veteran. This is a guy who's known for his power, his amateur pedigree, his toughness, and his durability. He doesn't have a flawless record. He has one loss to Daniel Dubois, but he is at the top of the line regarding best heavyweights in the world. He feels that he is being overlooked, and if you're a boxing nerd like myself, which if you're watching this video, you probably are, you know about the interviews I'm about to talk about. Hrgovic is trying to get into Itauma's head. He's trying to say it's too much too soon, and a devastating loss at 21 years old for Itauma is going to derail his career. And on the other hand, Itauma initially wasn't playing the mind games, really wasn't giving Hrgovic what he wanted in terms of a reaction. But this week, Itauma said on that end of Hrgovic's comments, he said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take all of the toughness, all of his amateur pedigree, all of those accolades that people talk about Filip Hrgovic, and when I knock him out, they're going to only talk about me. And it's going to be really interesting stylistically. When you think about Filip Hrgovic, this is a guy who, at 6'6", who wants to stand in front of you. He's tricky, he's crafty. Think about any boxer in any division who's medaled in the Olympics. What's that mean? They're going to have a high fight IQ. They're going to be skilled. They're going to know how to operate a ring. They're going to be tricky. And then think about a guy who's fighting for a world title in his mid-30s. He's going to be crafty. He's going to know the veteran tricks. He's going to look to use his mind and his brain just as much as he's looking to use his physicality. And we know in the heavyweight division, in terms of the physicality, all it takes is one punch to change the trajectory of a fight. Itauma operates a little bit differently. Yes, he's younger. People know about the knockout to win ratio. People know about the shine. But if you've never seen Moses fight, he's not a guy to rush things. He's a patient operator. He takes what he could get And then when he sees what he's getting, he takes even more. And that's what makes him really fun. He's not going to be this guy when the bell rings to sprint out and get on the front foot and try to get his opponent out of there. He's going to be calm, collected, use the jab. When I think about Moses Itauma, I think about that athleticism, his power, and his sneaky angles that he's able to land his hooks at. He's super explosive, and this guy knows how to finish. And at 21 years old, the last thing that's missing in terms of a fully confident 21-year-old knockout artist at heavyweight is a belt around his waist. And they always say once you become a champion, you elevate even more. And to the heavyweight division, if Itauma gets Hrgovic out of there, beware, because he is ordaining himself. A lot of the pundits have already ordained him as the next in line. And come this weekend in London, all will be known in due time. We're going to hear and new either way, depending on who wins. So it's going to be really interesting for me, the stylistic matchup and the game planning of each guy. Right now, I do want to take a closer look at the Croatian Olympian, Filip Hrgovic, and see what he's been up to in his career. Hrgovic is 20-1. Of his 20 wins, 15 of them come by way of knockout. Of his one loss, he got stopped, but he didn't go out. It was due to cuts against Dubois. Out of 1,632 fighters at heavyweight, he's ranked number 9. He's fought a career total of 105 pro rounds and carries into the ring a 75% career knockout to win ratio. His adoring fans know him as El Animal, the Animal. And the 34-year-old Croatian fighter is a 6'6" Orthodox fighter with an 82-inch reach. He was born and raised and lives in Zagreb, Croatia. We last saw him fight David Allen, 25-8, stopped him in the 3rd. David Adelaide, 14-1, won a UD in the 10th. Joe Joyce, 16-3, won a UD in the 10th. Daniel Dubois, 20-2. Fight got stopped in the 8th. Mark Demori, 41-2, stopped him in the 1st. The fight before that, he stopped Dempsey McKeon, and the fight before that was against Zhang in a decision. People always bring up that Zhang victory in terms of a lackluster performance. You guys know the pettiness of the boxing fandom. No matter if it was 5 fights ago, last fight, his first fight, pundits like to dissect fighters in which they were at their lowest or their worst. They bring up that fight because they say he didn't deserve to win that fight. And the people who say he did win that fight say he just looked really sluggish and it really wasn't an exciting fight. But it takes two to tango. That was a while ago. He's coming off the victory against Allen, and now he's getting an opportunity at 34 to culminate his entire life's work, from being a young kid wrapping the hands to being a storied amateur in Croatia to now hopefully becoming Croatia's first ever world champion. He's going to be at his best in the pocket. I feel he can't let Moses dictate the topography of the fight. What's that mean? He can't let Moses bully him. He's going to be the bigger guy. We're going to see how the power translates on both guys. He's going to be slower though. He's marauding. He's a bit lethargic at times, and he doesn't move his head. So the power for me is going to be the keys to victory. Will he have the power advantage? Will he have the timing? We know he's not going to have the speed, but in boxing, timing trumps speed. And we're going to know right off the bat if Hrgovic's timing is good enough to trump Moses' speed, and then will Hrgovic's power be good enough to back Moses back? That is going to be the story of the fight, and I feel we're going to know that in the first round or so. Right now, I do want to take a closer look at the 21-year-old Slavic Nigerian who was born in Slovakia but raised in the UK. I'm talking about Moses Itauma. Moses Itauma is 14-0. Of his 14 wins, 12 of them come by way of knockout. Out of 1,632 fighters in the world at heavyweight, he's ranked 13. He's fought a career total of, you ready for this? 31 rounds. That is insane. It just goes to show you how dominant he's been, how young he is, and how skilled he is to get fast-tracked the way Moses has been. He carries into the ring an 86% career knockout to win ratio. Was born in Slovakia, was raised in Kent, United Kingdom. He's a 6'5" southpaw with a 79-inch reach. We last saw him fight Jermaine Franklin, 24-2, stopped him in the 5th. Dillian White, 31-3, stopped him in the 1st. Mike Balgoon, 21-1, stopped him in the 2nd. Dempsey McKean, 22-1, stopped him in the 1st. He fought Watch before that, which ended in a knockout. Guys, you know my channel if you come here time after time, and you'll know that I'll be the first guy to say that I'm always hesitant to ordain a young fighter as the next coming. I always say you have to show me You have to prove it to me. And once again, I feel, even though he is still only 21, if Moses gets through Hrgovic in a devastating fashion, in an impressive fashion, in a dominating fashion, he will become a champion. But you will hear me say in the live stream on Monday, I'm a believer now. Up until this fight, I've always said you're going to have to show me through his knockout victories, through his undefeated record, through his climb to fight for this world title. But this is going to be hands down his stiffest test. He's not going to be the bigger guy in there, and he's going to be in there with a high-level, world-class operator, a thinking man's heavyweight. Now, his strengths, obviously, youthfulness, that sort of aura that comes with an undefeated young knockout artist who's never lost, who's never really been tested. The questions on Itauma: does he have a chin? What's going to happen when he gets touched in the chin? Will his durability hold up? We can't answer that, but those unknowns aren't enough of unknowns for me to use as a negative. I've read all week some guys are standing on the line of, because he hasn't been tested, because he hasn't been dropped, because we haven't really seen him be the nail yet in a fight, people are saying that's a negative thing. I'm not one to say that. Moses Itauma is an exciting young heavyweight. He looks to me like the future of the heavyweight division, and come next week, he has an opportunity to become a 21-year-old heavyweight world champion, and then the fun will really begin, because if you feel that he's not getting the comparisons now as the next coming, just wait until next week if and when he has that IBF belt around his waist. Guys, I do live streams every single day. In the live streams, I take our JSB Insider, our VIPs, their questions, and we lay out all of the fight cards throughout the week, not just the big ones. We have the Australian card tonight. We have the UK cards. There's a Pro Box card. There's an MVP card. So in my daily live streams, you guys ask questions and we build parlays together. I give you my props of the week. I do live on-air analysis of matchups. So this is why you guys have to hit notifications on my channel so you never miss one of these Stats Zone live videos, but also so you can be reminded of my world famous daily live betting live streams. Guys, wherever you are in the world, let's pull out our betting apps. Currently on the money line, Moses Itauma is a pretty substantial favorite. If you put $100 on Moses to win the fight, you get $12 back, a 12% return. Hrgovic is a $7 underdog. 100 on Hrgovic to win, you get your money back plus 600. He is what you would call a plus 600 underdog. I have my own personal sort of boundaries when betting on big favorites. Anything usually under $1.10, I'm not going to put on a parlay. I've been burned in the past. The fight that always comes to mind, and all you guys who follow me will know what I'm about to say, was when Caleb Plant was $1.06 and he lost to Armando Resendez. And that made me change the trajectory and make adjustments on how I bet and how I gamble. Moses at $1.12, I'll still use as a parlay piece. I have him on my long parlay, on my quarterly parlay. 12% return isn't a lot, but it could add value when you're building your tickets to take you to the plus 200, plus 300 sort of numbers when you're doing 4-5 leg money lines. The bet that I really like, you guys already know that I'm taking Moses. I think he's going to excel in this spot. I think Hrgovic's sort of limited movement, his limited mobility in the pocket. I mean, he knows how to use the ring, but he's slow. His torso is lacking mobility. He gets hit a lot. And with a young, powerful, explosive heavyweight who I feel Moses' power is real, you can't take too many of those shots. So if you really want to get sexy and you want a plus money prop, I'm taking this one. And if you're still here at the end of the video, you're seeing it on the screen. I put this in earlier in the week. I gave this to the boys, plus 108. So whether your unit of betting is $100, $500, $10, $1,000, when this prop hits, you're gonna double your money. It's Moses Itauma to beat Filip Hrgovic between rounds 1 and 6, which means we have 18 minutes for Moses to get the job done. Guys, this is not an echo chamber. All the Croatian fans right now, all the Filip Hrgovic fans, in the comment section, tell me why I'm wrong. And like always, after every fight, we will circle the wagons. We will revisit these comment section, and whether I win or lose, we will address it. Guys, if you haven't seen my breakdowns of the Corey Marksman fight, of the Nikita Tszyu fight, there's much more breakdowns to come. Stay tuned to the end of the video because the Tszyu versus Monty breakdown is coming up right now.